how much you actually get for your dependents. Why are we talking about this? Because I get so tired of seeing people make posts in reference to, you can get 10,000. I don't know what it be saying. 10,000 for one child, 12,000 for two kids, 14,000 for three kids. I don't know where they begin these numbers from, but I just want to make sure that you understand like how each credit works in reference to your dependents, because a lot of times when you come into the tax companies, you just assume that your refund is supposed to be a certain amount because you are looking at what other people are posting in reference to the amounts you are supposed to get back for your dependents. And it's so many different things and variables that go along with how much you're going to get back for your dependents. Just because you got dependents do not mean that you actually are going to get a refund. Okay? And it's happening a lot lately. A lot of people have dependents and they're still owing the IRS. And so I just want to kind of talk about why. So before I get deep into it, have the child and dependent care credit. So we're going to start with what I call the one that gets you the most money, which is the earned income tax credit. So yes, the earned income tax credit is still the bigger credit. A lot of people think that the child tax credit is like this credit that you're going to get a whole lot of money for, and it's really not. It's still the earned income tax credit, which is the one that help a lot of people get larger refunds. Now, with the earned income tax credit, this is where you can claim your dependents if they're 18 or younger. Mind you, you are legally supposed to claim your dependents if they're 18 and younger, unless they're providing support for themselves, which rarely that's happening. You have that more so today that, some kids making a lot of money, but for the most part, if they're 18 and under, they're not taking care of themselves. You are supposed to claim your dependent, whether or not they work or not. So that's a requirement for the earned income tax credit. Then you have, if your dependent is 19 to 23 and a full-time student, then yes, you can still qualify for the earned income tax credit, with your dependents being those ages. But what don't qualify you for the earned income tax credit could be your income. So the earned income tax credit has a phase out amount, and the phase out amounts are different based off your filing status. It's also based off how many dependents you actually have, right? So for each dependent, there's a maximum, not a dependent, but the amount of dependents you have is a maximum amount of earned income tax credit you can get. This is the maximum amount you can get for this credit, meaning you can't get $1 over that. But in order to get the maximum amount, you have to have a certain income level, which I call the sweet spot. Like if your income is in the sweet spot, then you get the maximum amount. If your income is not in the sweet spot, then just depending on where your income is, you still can possibly qualify for the earned income tax credit, but you're just not going to get the maximum amount. So the maximum amount for the earned income tax credit is one child, $3,995. For two children is $6,604, and for three kids is $7,430. Now remember, again, your income has to be in the sweet spot in order for you to qualify for the maximum amount of that credit. So the more that you go over the sweet spot, the less of the credit you get or qualify for. The less amount that you make under the sweet spot, the less amount of that credit you qualify for. Now, there's other variables to that as well, but that's how it works. So when people be saying or advertising you get such and such for 1, 2, and 3 dependents, nobody can tell you that because nobody don't know your income. They don't know your income, and your income is based off that. And not only that, if they don't know your income, they don't even know if you qualify for the credit. So again, just because you have a dependent does not mean that you are due a refund. Now, the earned income tax credit is a refundable credit, so you get that money dollar for dollar. But mind you, in order to get all of the what you qualify for the earned income tax credit dollar for dollar, you cannot have a tax liability, meaning once you do all your above the line deductions, your standard deductions, your non-refundable credits, you have to have zero to get the full amount. Your tax liability has to be zero for you to get the full amount of this credit. Now, if your tax liability is not zero and you get this credit, whatever your tax liability is deducted from the amount you get from this credit. And that's how you come up with your refund. So that's why it's kind of hard for anybody to tell you like how much you're going to get for your dependents, because it's too many variables in there, right? And so with the earned income tax credit, you can only claim up to 3 dependents. You cannot claim more than 3 dependents or get credit for more than 3 dependents when it comes to the earned income tax credit. Good morning, Takesha. Okay, so that's the earned income tax credit, right?